101 for celebs. We've got the guy who helps them survive just moments away.
This isn't your husband?
No, he's the boyfriend.
Look at you.
Well, just don't look too close, darling.
A mixture between Martha Stewart and Paula Deen is a good way to describe Blair Brown's Judy King on Orange is the New Black. Martha, Robert Downey Jr., and most recently Teresa and Joe Giudice all know what life is like behind bars. And now, as dance mom Abby Lee Miller begins her sentence, Scott Evans sat down with an expert on the do's and don'ts of prison life. Scott?
Natalie, it goes without saying that life in prison requires a severe adjustment for a soon-to-be inmate. Now, those preparing to be incarcerated can take advice from a man who knows how to survive incarceration. What is the first key piece of advice you give every client, regardless of whether they're going maximum, minimum, 60 days, 30 years? What is the piece of advice you give them?
Mind your own business.
And John Fuller should know, incarcerated for 11 years, the A Day in Prison author now teaches those on the way to jail or prison the do's and don'ts for survival inside. He doesn't reveal the names of his clients, but Dance Mom star Abby Lee Miller, who began serving a year and a day earlier this month for bankruptcy fraud, reportedly turned to Fuller before she was even sentenced. How are you preparing for that possibility?
I'm not. My attorneys hire someone that is I hire someone that is a specialist in that area, and they prepare you for that.
What would be your advice to someone like her going into prison for her first time?
Don't use what fame you have to threaten anyone. You don't want to have a disagreement with the officers in there, your fellow inmates, and something's not going your way. Now all of a sudden, I'll call my lawyer. Do you know who I am? 90% of the inmates just don't care.
Abby Lee is serving time at a medium security institution in Victorville, California, where she'll be assigned a job.
They can have her in the cafeteria. She can be in the laundry working. She may be assigned to her housing unit to sweep or mop floors, working as a orderly.
Of course, Abby's prison life is far different from someone doing hard time in a maximum security facility.
If you go to penitentiary, the smell is totally different. There have been so many fights, so many assaults that you literally have the smell of blood in the concrete. So there's a certain smell, an aura of death when you're in a penitentiary, as opposed to a camp or a low-security prison.
I've done my time. You know, I've done it as well and as respectfully as I think anybody can.
O.J. Simpson is on the opposite end of the spectrum with his release date on the horizon. Fuller has some advice for him, too.
My suggestion for O.J. lay low. Stay out of the media. You don't want to start drawing attention to yourself. During the course of his parole hearing, he said he has no need to get involved with the media. He doesn't want the camps. Well, time will tell.